I always feel like the opening number is not full out. Okay.
Okay, wait.
Oh,
There are things I want to say that I can't say.
Is the acting video of
I'm glad you guys made it. I'm glad you all made it. It'll be a couple minutes when you start. It's worth coming early for. They work their butts off.
How long is this? Should be like an hour.
It's awesome. I saw the second one.
Awesome.
It's powerful.
So,
Oh yes. I love this hat by the way.
is assistant director of a chorus? Practical? Yes. I'm confused. Okay, go.
Oh, I did. I made it to the thank yous. That's so sweet. Okay. How are you?
What? Oh, Maria, thank you. I saw you. I saw you responded. Here, I'm going to come around this side. So I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I never.
welcome to UB Theater and Dance student-directed series production of As I Am Now, a devised piece inspired by Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House. At this time, please turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. Recordings of any kind are prohibited during this event. Before we begin, please take a moment to note the location of the nearest emergency exit. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please remain calm and listen for directions via this public address system. Thank you and enjoy the performance.
Take a good look at her. She's worth looking at, don't you think? Dreadfully stubborn she is. Bless her pretty little heart. 'Cause your arm, you fell into this part. You play the victim perfectly, holding your beating heart. Finished admiring her? Now, my little skylark must not droop her wings.
If a little skylark asked you really for me to grant her a wish.
The skylark is a pretty little creature. It's incredible what an expensive pet she is to keep. Is my little squirrel out of temper?
Squirrel could do lots of pretty tricks if you granted her wish. Your little skylark would sing in every room.
My little skylark does that already.
I turned myself into a little fairy and danced around the moonlight for you. What do you want from me?
Sing, my little skylark, make me happy.
So now this room's your stage, while you're stuck there in your cage. You can't fly away, electric bird.
There must be some escape, some way out.
Some way
out.
Some way out.
Some way out.
Some way out. We all have our stories. Will you listen? I am strong and big and beautiful.
Beautiful.
And here, I will go so far that people will come to look at what I've done, admire how far I've come.
Beautiful.
Admire strong. But as strong as I am, I feel weak. Strong. Weak in a way that implies I need saving. Admire strong.
Beautiful.
I can save myself. Because even though I am breaking down and fading away, and so few people acknowledge it, and so few people care, I care. And I will not be ignored. I will be present because my existence matters.
My existence
And if
matters.
it matters to no one else,
Admire.
well, it matters to me. I am here. I am strong, big, beautiful, and more. I am like Nora. And I am here.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here. I am here. You're just too much right now.
You're so strong.
Nobody likes you anyway, so just stop existing.
Oh, but you're so cute and innocent.
I don't even know who you are.
That is not a woman.
Hey everybody, how are y'all doing so far?
Okay, we can do better than that. Come on. Let's go.
You got it. So I know we only just started, but I thought that now would be a good time to let you know that tonight you may experience some challenging material that could potentially be disturbing.
Graphic.
And insensitive.
So consider yourselves
Trigger warned!
As you enter the space, you are given a ring. Take that ring out and hold it in your hand.
Tonight, we will be expressing different points of views and looking at them through a lens you may not look through already.
So we ask that you please keep a promise with us and the people sitting next to you that you respect what you see on stage, even if you leave in disagreement. Can you all do that?
Yes.
Yay! Great. Now repeat after me. I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
to respect all humans,
to respect all humans,
here now and forevermore.
here now and forevermore.
Now please take your ring and give it to the person next to you and say, I think you are all right.
I think you're all right.
Wait, guys, what comes next?
Oh, right, the show. We've interrupted it. Let's get back to it.
I say it's nice to get back to one's home again. And to be all alone with you. You're a distractingly beautiful young woman.
Don't look at me like that, Torvald.
What? Not look at my most treasured possession. And all this wonderful beauty that's mine alone.
Oh my god, did you see the way that Torvald spoke to Nora? No. Women today are still experiencing being viewed through the male gaze.
It's not just women, it's everyone.
Oh, bosh. Another feminist play? Thanks for letting me and everybody else here know we're about to sit through a show about man-hating.
Actually know what it means to be a feminist?
Yes, it means that you're an angry, man-hating lesbian.
Oh my god, no it doesn't. Being a feminist means you believe in the desire for equality between the sexes. It covers social, political, and economic equality. Something that Nora didn't have. Misandry's the hatred of men.
Interesting, it's just that if you go on Twitter and you represent yourself as a feminist, you hate men.
See, that's the problem. Social media leads people to believe that everything they read is true. Feminism's actually more inclusive than you think. For example, I'm a part of the LGBTQIA+ community. You know what those letters represent.
It's 2018. Everybody here knows what that means. Lesbian, gay, bisexual. I'm perfectly capable of finishing it myself.
Yeah, you aren't giving it enough sass. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's break down the terminology, shall we? L is for lesbian. G is for gay. B is for bisexual. The T is for trans or transitioning. The Q is for queer and questioning. The I is for intersex. The A is for asexual. And that plus, oh, that plus, it stands for love and the embracing of all. Now embrace me. Yes, yes, yes.
Vinny,
yes.
it's quiet time now. Did you just mansplain?
Oh shit! Yes, I did. I am so sorry.
There are also different kinds of feminism that include people of all different kinds of backgrounds and identities, like intersectional feminism and trans feminism, for example.
Oh, hell yeah.
And
Yeah.
empowerment feminism. It really focuses on feelings with the notions of supporting yours and others' expressions.
Wow, that's awesome. You guys are like a great group of radicals. You guys are like a bunch of feminazis.
Whoa.
And that's awesome. What?
Bye.
What did I say?
You're just too much right now.
Do you guys know what I said wrong? I'm not trying to seem like I'm not for equality for everyone. I just think nobody really gets me sometimes. It's hard to read me. I joke a lot, but I guess I can't help it. I'm from New York City.
Hey, watch it!
And we can be kind of abrasive.
Taxi!
And we're usually in a rush.
Where are you? You said you left 20 minutes ago. I can't wait any longer.
I see you. I'm waving my hand. Don't leave without me.
See what I mean?
Hi, would you like to learn more about
No, thank you. Not that I don't support the cause or anything.
Oh my god, see, this is why you can't be out here on your own. You're so small. You could get lost or worse, mugged.
I am not a child.
I mean, yes, you are. You're just like a little doll and anyone could come up and grab you.
Oh my god.
Excuse me, do you know where 10th Avenue is?
Fucking tourist. Yeah, I do. It's right over there.
Mary! That's my girlfriend, Mary. I'm gonna propose to her right now. Mary, come here. Mary, we've known each other for a long time.
Okay,
haven't
do
we?
you really need me here for this?
Yes, in fact. Oh. Big moment. I want you to record.
Oh, Mary, you don't know what you're missing out on.
Mary, this is the same spot from your favorite TV show, Gossip Girl. So send it to your favorite show. Mary, will you marry me? Oh my god, it's like she's Blair.
Oh my god, it's like you're Blair.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Oh my god.
Yeah? Mazel tov. Pick it up, bump it up.
What is this, like a flash mob or something? No one told me there was a flash mob. Welcome to my world. Things get a little crazy around here. Things get a little crazy around here. People are always interrupting you, throwing
This is why we've been practicing
papers in your face. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm from New York City, a place where people are always trying to talk to you and do things and dance with you. No! I don't even know you! People always think that they're entitled to things, that you could just get someone to do something. I just want to walk to Times Square. What's so hard about that? Can you just... That's what I was saying. I'm from New York City. There's no need to yell at me. People have no morals here. They're a little weird sometimes. The guy in the street's always asking me for $1. Sometimes I give it to him. People do some pretty weird things in the street. the way you came from. Go, leave. Don't quit your day job while you're ahead. I'm just trying to figure out who I am in this world. I think the world does a really great job of taking one look at someone and instantly labeling them. We walk through life and we are put in this box that says, you're the smart one. You're the pretty one. You're the jock. So don't be anything else. Don't even try. People look at me and they think of me as the funny one or the sorority girl. And they don't get that I am driven and I work really hard. When I say something like, I'm eating hummus, everybody starts laughing and I can't figure out why. What's so funny about hummus? Is it the ch part? Because I'm Israeli or something? Get over it. People don't understand that it makes it, honestly, hard to let people in and let them see that even though I am funny, I'm also smart and hardworking. And maybe it's because I'm from the city and we are constantly rushing and we don't take the time to actually stop and see the people around us. Maybe. But I can't help but wonder about all of you. What label were you assigned? How long did you accept that it was true, even when you knew in your gut that you were more? See, it's not that I don't want people to think I'm funny. It's just that I want them to know I am so much more. I am important. I am like Nora.
That's the worst thing about this kind of situation. It makes one so bitter. One has no one to work for, and so one becomes completely egocentric.
Oh, how do you mean? You all think I'm incapable of anything serious.
My dear,
You think I've never had any worries like the rest of you?
now dear, you just told me of all of your difficulties.
Oh, pooh that. I haven't told you about the big thing.
Big thing. What do you mean?
I, too, have done something to be proud and happy about.
I don't doubt this, but how do you mean?
Oh, come over here. No one must know. No one but you.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What do you
6,
want out there?
7, 8.
I just want to see if any letters come.
9.
What letters?
No, don't. She
One,
made them for a reason. I
2,
can tell by the way that she's
3,
behaving that they're full
4,
of secrets.
5.
Just let them be.
6, 7,
Well, I just want to make
8,
sure.
9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2.
Let what will happen happen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're hiding something from me.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Let's hear no more about that.
2, 3.
Well, I've warned you.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3.
You will not find me lacking in strength or courage.
I remember exactly that. She said that. You're so strong. And I mean, you know, that's a compliment, right? That's not a bad thing. Who doesn't want to be strong, right? But it really is something that I still think about. Because I personally feel like I don't have a grasp on how people perceive me. Like, I never really know. So all I have is my assumptions. So now I assume that everyone perceives me as strong. I remember when I was little, our teacher would say, oh, I need like 5 strong boys to bring whatever up the stairs and into the classroom. But that was for boys, and I couldn't do that even if I wanted to. But then now everyone expects me to be the strong one, and I'm not allowed to be sensitive or upset. I'm not allowed to be the one who cries, who throws a fit and is still understood, who gets forgiven for having an outburst or having feelings. And it's weird because I don't know if I felt this way before this girl said this to me. And it's not like it was someone I didn't like, it's one of my good friends. So I didn't understand why her saying that to me upset me so much. Like, I guess I took it as a compliment at the time, but that's when it started to make sense. Like, oh, people think this about me, and that's why they treat me the way they do. I just wish that people would go beyond the way they initially see me and how I physically look when they consider how I must be as a person and how I feel. Like, I am strong. I am, I'll admit it. However, that doesn't mean I can't have a moment of sensitivity, of wanting to feel comfortable and safe and protected. Like, I deserve that. I shouldn't always have to be the strong one.
When I sit here like this, being so intimate with you, I cannot imagine what would have become of me if I never had the courage to come here. If I never found my voice. I am sensitive and strong, and there is nothing wrong with that. I am like Nora.
I understand how you feel. People take one look at me and my size, and they assume that I can't do anything serious. They say, oh, you're so cute and innocent and little, like a small child. Put my armor on, show you how strong I just feel very contained in my body. I don't know. It's like I know that I can't necessarily physically be the person I want to be because of how small I am. And for the most part, I'm okay with it. Except for when people do that condescending thing. Like, I am always confused for someone younger. And I know I should be taking it as a compliment when people call me cute. But for me, I'm just someone who I want to be seen as attractive and everything, but when people call me cute, it's not a compliment anymore. I hate the word cute because it just plays me down and it makes me smaller. And I don't know how to get around it. I don't understand how to make it work for me. I can't find a happy medium of knowing that I am small and I am little and I'm always going to be confused for someone younger. And I'm just someone who I want to be perceived as the tough, sexy, badass girl because that's who I am. That is how I feel. And I'm forgetting how to do that now. I used to be able to do it when I was little. I just didn't give a shit at all. I was able to be physically big and I could say and do whatever I wanted. And it just kind of changed. Because people wouldn't stop treating me like some helpless, innocent child. It eventually just made me want to crawl within myself. And I don't know how to get back out. But all I know is that I want it really, really badly. Because I don't want someone else's opinion to validate who I am. But it would be kind of nice to know that when people look at me, they see the me I want them to. Stop treating me like some innocent, helpless child because fuck everybody who thinks that. I am so much more than just cute. I am tough, and I am a badass, and I am sexy, and I am like Nora.
I understand. It's memories of the past that's frustrating us.
It is frustrating. When you're a child, you're able to explore and be creative without knowing the harsh realities of life. Without people telling you how to act or how to feel. I have been put in this box that we never wanted to be in. We just want to be free.
Tell me, do you know about my past?
Yes.
And you know what people think of me here?
You said just now that with me you might have become a different person.
I know I could have been.
I believe in you.
I shall make the world believe in me as you do.
Suppose we shipwrecked souls could join hands?
What are you saying?
Castaways have a better chance of survival together than on their own.
Survival. Be free. Join hands. Survival. Be free. Join hands. Survival. Be free. Join hands. Survival. Survival. Be free. Join hands.
I'm watching everyone and seeing what they can do, and it reminds me of how I'm not strong, physically. I feel like people see me as a strong person, as someone who's really confident and has her shit together, but I don't really feel that way at all. I just want so badly to be strong, to be someone who can do shit like this, and it's not that I think that I can't. It's that I have no idea where to start. I'm so afraid of looking stupid or dumb that I don't allow myself to just live and breathe and just be me. I mean, I've spent my entire... Did you know I've had body image issues since the age of 7? My weight didn't actually become an issue until the age of 13. I've spent a lot of my life not letting myself do what I want because I'm afraid. I am sick and tired of being afraid. I spent so long allowing myself to be silent that I've forgotten the sound of my own voice. I know I am strong. I know that I am beautiful. But sometimes it feels like my body doesn't know it. That the core of who I am doesn't believe in it. There is something very different between knowing something and inhabiting it. You can know that the universe is infinite, but how do you inhabit that? How do you truly know that in your soul? I know that I am my own little infinity of possibilities, so I know that I can be that strong, explosive person that I want to be. I'm just waiting for the rest of me to catch up. For the moment that I can truly let my voice be heard. I am ready. I am like Nora. Someone spin me.
Do you want to go get macaroons?
Absolutely.
I feel like everybody around me knows who they are and where they fit into this world, and I'm miles behind. I don't really know who I am. I feel like there's a lot of conflict inside of me sometimes. I just want everyone to like me and approve of me, but at the same time, I know I shouldn't really care about their approval. I just feel trapped in trying to please everybody, and I know I don't have to, and I know I can just be myself and people will like me. But what if they don't?
That's bullshit. Tell them how you really feel.
I don't really know what I'm feeling right now.
Yes, you do.
I'm trying to be the best version of myself, but I don't know. I just don't believe in myself. It's like there's this dark voice in my head that's always telling me that I'm not good enough, that I have no value, that nobody loves me. Sometimes I think I must be invisible to the world. I feel forgotten about a lot. But at the same time, I feel like the world is always telling me to try to be prettier and smarter and just generally a better woman, so I'll fit in and meet everyone's expectations. The truth is, I don't know what anyone expects of me or what I expect of myself. But you know, I really am trying. I'm trying to ignore that dark voice that creeps into my thoughts and remind myself that I am perfect as I am right now. And as I keep moving through life, I know it will get better. Maybe it's not that I don't know who I am, or that I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. I'm just still discovering all of the possibilities within me and learning to love myself. I am like Nora. Yeah, that's it.
Are you aware that this is a dangerous admission?
You're trying to frighten me. I'm not that stupid. Why can't I be free?
Isn't that a curious little problem?
I'd better enlighten you. It's a crazy world we live in. We try to make everything so black and white, and there could be so much more color. But then when we want color, it's like we throw it away. We try to put people into boxes when there's no box to be perfectly fit in. I had an easier life than most, but that's not to say that there weren't problems. Being a young boy in a small town where your only friends are cartoon characters was hard. I grew up watching Disney movies, wishing I could be the beautiful princess, but also the badass villain. I always knew I was a ham. When you're a cartoon character and there's no cartoons in the real world, it's a hard concept to grasp. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But maybe my beauty is warped. Maybe society needs to see beauty outside of boy and girl. Anybody can be what they want. I just happen to want to look a certain way, but society has deemed it unacceptable. You know, I look at Marilyn Monroe and I am speechless. She gave up so much to look that beautiful. And yet I want to look that beautiful. But of course I can't, because I'm not a woman. How come I know I want to be a showgirl, but I can't be a showgirl? I try so hard to be perfect. I never want to be wrong. Sometimes I wish I could just unscrew my head and wring out those bad thoughts and put them back in, but you just gotta keep going. Everything happens for a reason. And you have to apply your foundation and know your history. When I transform into the person that I want to be, I know that I'm special. And I know that I'm beautiful in every single way. What I do shouldn't affect anyone. If anybody can do what they need to feel beautiful, why can't I? Although I may not look it on the outside, on the inside, I am like Nora.
What happens after what came before? What do you do when you change your whole life just by closing a door? How do you face it? The life left behind. The world that you knew, the world that brought you to leave your own kind.
And I'm lost and I'm tired.
And I felt led astray. And I know that I'm more than I've been every day. And I ache and I pray. And I hope that I find my way.
How do you move on?
How does it start?
You leave your whole life and you're not sure it's right, but please trust in your heart. Our worlds are now shifting, and not as we thought. In the end, you may find that your own peace of mind is worth all of the cost. And when you close a door, then another door opens, and I fought and I tried so hard just because hope is the one thing I know I'll rely on when everything's gone. I've lost so much in closing a door, but in losing I think that I've won. I don't know the future, forgotten the past, but this moment is going to last. So I slam the door closed and I run into freedom, and I take a deep breath, and my choices I see them, and as I am now, I'm not perfect, but who the hell is? And by closing a door, I live. I am here.
Thank you guys. So just for a quick reminder, there will be a talkback happening as soon as we can get the chairs on stage. So please feel comfortable to stick around. If you need to go, that is totally all right as well. Don't feel like you have to stay if you have to go. But there will be a talkback in about 2 minutes. All right, so thank you guys. Wow. Thank you all so much for attending the evening performance of As I Am Now and for sticking around for the talk back. I am Marnie Stone. I'm the dramaturg of the production, and these are our co-creators, Emily Powery and Glo McDonald. So how we've structured this talk back is first we'd like to hear your initial thoughts on the piece, what stuck out to you guys, whether it's a word, a phrase, an image, and then I'm going to pose a question to you on behalf of our co-creators. And then lastly, we're going to open the floor to any lingering questions you might have for any of us on the creative team. So first, in no order, you guys don't have to raise your hands if you want to just kind of trickle your thoughts on what stuck out to you, your initial thoughts, a word, an image, a phrase, anything that stuck out.
No pressure.
No.
It's really inspirational. It is. I mean, it was kind of hard for me to wrap my head around the whole thing, but the way that the ending scene mostly, or I don't know his name, forgive me for that, but
Vinny.
it's inspiring, yeah, it really is.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Jane?
So I think what stuck out for me was, I mean, I know the past, and so the whole time I was like sympathizing, empathizing, and then Emery started talking, and I was all of a sudden like, oh shit, I'm crying. I don't know why. So I'm like wondering if everybody had, because everybody's experiences were so different, what stuck out for me was the one that I connected to, and I'm wondering if that was like a universal, like everybody had a person that they were like, oh, I feel this too.
Questions from the audience. Do you want to dial? Any other?
Goldie will yell at me because I don't know what it's called. What's the circle called?
Lyra.
Lyra. I think the significance of the Lyra, for me, what I took away was that it represented the time the person spent with the Lyra was us seeing through their lens and from their perspective. And I think that was the most significant thing for me, was taking myself out of my own thoughts and putting myself into someone else's for the time that they shared with us. So, cool. Thank you.
All right. Yeah.
Cool. That was very helpful.
So next, I will pose a question on behalf of the co-creators. Emily and Glow are just curious as to what you all took away from the piece.
Okay, you don't have to raise your hand. You can literally just shout things out, even if it's one word.
Courage.
Or more.
Say it again.
Courage.
Acceptance.
Screw labels.
You said screw labels?
Screw labels. Cool.
Identity.
A+.
I really like screw labels.
To contextualize these sort of questions that are out in the air for you all, this is something that we've devised, and this is the first developmental phase of this work. And so now our next steps are to think through how we continue to develop the work. So hearing what you guys are noticing and your initial responses to them helps inform some of the decisions that we've made and helps us inform decisions to be made. So that's why we ask these questions of you.
So I have a question, just curious, is it more effective for someone to accept a concept by just giving a story or just giving 8 speeches?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's things that we certainly at this phase don't necessarily have an answer for, and I'm not sure that that's necessarily the key thing that we're seeking to answer with this work.
Yeah, when we started this work, we really didn't have any certain direction that we wanted to go, and it really, like, the second week of rehearsal became a platform for personal monologues and for people to have a platform where they would be able to speak safely and comfortably. So that did turn into 8 monologues. Because we're really focused on individual stories and how they can connect and how we can work within them.
Yeah. I mean, we took a very old text and we put it next to this very current movement. And for us initially, we were like, in 140 years, there are still so many things that haven't changed. And how do we situate ourselves in this movement? And what's important was creating a space to have a voice. And so it manifested in everybody getting an individual voice.
So do you think it's like more important to get just one voice, or do you think it's like more effective to give a story and we all take our own opinion from the story?
I think that's a personal thing. I think that's what asking us what's effective is similar to asking our aesthetic in a way. And that's how I'm hearing it. And our aesthetic was an effective choice was hearing all of these voices say that I don't get to speak up. I'm labeled in a way that I don't want to be labeled. I'm viewed in a way that I'm struggling to break free from. And that's what it's like to walk through the world as a woman. And so we were wanting all of those voices to come through. Some people like to hear a story and situate themselves in it, and that's effective as well.
Yeah, it's definitely very much about their individual stories, and we are trying to create a platform where we can have audiences walk away and kind of collect what their individual stories are and be able to feel empowered to speak that truth.
Yeah. Good question. Thank you.
Yeah, so now, I mean, we can open the floor for whatever questions you guys may have for the creative team.
It can be anything. If there's no questions, that's okay.
Yeah.
I know. You guys must be thinking real hard.
Just one last question.
Yeah.
So if this show is about like not confining ourselves in one label, have you think about like putting different men's, like different stereotypes of men in this show, and just to broaden the audience so we can all empathize with it?
We definitely have. One of the biggest struggles was the people that we had audition. In our theater department, it is predominantly women. We did have men audition, but schedules is also a huge thing that we have to work with. And one of the things, like creating and moving this work forward, we want people of all different backgrounds, of all different races, of all different identities to be included in this work. But what we showed you is just the very first step and the resources that we have.
What made you choose Doll's House?
What's your favorite question?
What was the question?
What made us choose a doll's house? I was sitting with Joe Crumlish up there, the lighting designer, the lovely lighting designer, and we were like, oh, it would be so cool to do a doll's house and have 4 walls and nobody can see in it, and just show this idea and feel this idea of being trapped and entrapment. And not in the law version of entrapment, there's another definition of entrapment. And how that relates to society and how we place ourselves within society. We're trapped within a societal system in a way. So that kind of just carried the work through. And we were able to like layer individual on top of the doll's house.
Yeah, it definitely started. I mean, Emily's was the impetus to start the show, create the show, and it had a lot to do with like the spatial quality of the work, and then we took it apart and sat down and read through it, and so much of the text we were like, oh my god, like I have been told things that Nora has been told like recently, like yesterday. This is crazy, and the text wound up kind of speaking to us, and the space that we knew that we would be working in wound up informing and shaping the work. What the ensemble brought to the work shaped the show, and is the reason the show is what it is.
I have a question. Yeah. So what, in the creative process of making the show, what made you decide to actually incorporate the lyra and the silks into this, and what do they exactly represent for you?
The silks was your first instinct.
Yeah, and I honestly don't remember how it came about.
I do.
Golden Light.
I know how the move came
My
about.
understanding of how this occurred.
Oh, I remember now. Go for it.
Yes, is that these are two graduate students in addition to this being a creative project, and each of them has an area of research they're working on. And Emily Powery, that's the center, What is your area of research? It has to do with transforming space?
Yeah,
correct?
it's in spatial confinement and awareness of your.
So she talked she mentioned that in addition to having, I happen to be mentoring, she said, hey, can I talk to Goldie Arts about something about borrowing the fabric or renting the fabric to create this entrapment enclosure? And I said, why don't you come to my space and see what colors we have?
Yeah.
Crayon box. And as soon as they came, they started playing. And then you started sitting on that lyra and thinking,
Yeah.
right? Stuff
Well, we were playing with the silks, and we both, like, in the space, like, off in the corner was this hoop, and we were both like, a bird would perch on something like that. Let's get on it. And we both sat on it, and the material wound up speaking to us, and we were like, this has to be in the show. And it was like just an immediate response that we both had. And so much of our process, I think, throughout making this is like we would go away and come back and be like, I thought about this, and we would have like almost the same idea and be like, oh my God. And that was certainly an example of that. A lot of it was just letting our instinct tell us what to do.
And at one point there was a cage idea. I did want a cage, smack dab in the middle, and I gave them a really bad makeshift cage. But like we eventually ended up cutting it because it like became too literal, and you can show that you're trapped without having a physical object in front of you. So it's just a bunch of trial and error. And the aesthetics of aerial silks are really pleasing and really easy to manipulate without being like trapped in one. Being confined to one set.
So yes, we have
How
just
did
enough time for
the
Greg.
monologues come about?
Yeah, good question. That was an improvisational exploration. So initially, Mary's monologue came about differently. We posed a writing prompt, and she wrote something that we were like, come here, stand up, and we put people around and made the opening bit. Icebergs. The prompt was about icebergs. Yeah, it's my favorite. I give it to lots of people that I devise with when I create because it's interesting to see what comes about.
Are they still improvisational, or are they fixed at this point?
They're fixed, yeah. So the rest of the ensemble in the space that we worked with the lyra, we put them with the lyra and gave them a prompt to talk through while they were on the lyra, and we recorded it. We would take those recordings and then edit them and shape them along with each student. They helped. And like Libby, for example, she wound up writing that New York City thing that happens, and we peppered her monologue in with it, and she helped us
Like
like
I wrote
shape
the
it.
scene before I even wrote the monologue.
Yeah.
I just figured it out.
And then the monologue came about from me talking with you and listening to you and listening to your experience and being like, that's a thing, let's make that a thing. And you were kind of like, yes, it's a thing. And then you were like, yeah, it's a thing. Yeah.
I have just a thought of reinforcement and then a question. My reinforcement is that in 140 years, it's amazing that we're able to see these stories on stage. That's the huge difference, I think, between A Doll's House and this, how far we've come. That some of them were not even really shocking. Like, they're just kind of more normalized now, which is incredible as well. There is an incredible bravery and courage that everybody had to stand up in that apex there and bare their souls to strangers and friends and family, and I just want to reinforce that as well, because that is not easy to do, especially in today's climate and especially in front of peers, professors, friends, family, strangers. So I want to commend you for that. That's incredible. My question is, I'm curious to hear from you how you feel about doing this, like adjectives, or how, I'm sure it's been incredibly liberating to not stand behind a character and just to bare your souls. Is it, of course it's scary, but other things that have come to you from being part of this process? If anyone wants to share.
Well, I can start. It's been so incredible because something like devising has been something that was terrifying to me before I started. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, I can barely like make up what I want to do in a scene when I have words given to me, let alone make my own words. But it's been such an insane process. It was terrifying, of course, but I've learned so much about myself and about all the people I've worked with, and it's just been such a great experience.
There was just this incredible creative energy in the room where we constantly be like given like, okay, go make something and then come back and then we'll see if we want to put it in the show, and then we like would. And from the beginning, they put this like incredible faith in us. A lot of us who've never done devising before, like I had taken a class in it, but never something on like this level ever. So it was like we sort of went in like, what are we doing? And they just went, go play. And we did, and we created something that was fantastic.
For me, I think the best word to describe it was validating. Because sometimes you know you're a part of something that matters, and you still need to hear someone tell you that what you're doing matters. And we got that a lot, and that's just something I needed.
And also coming to a process where on the first rehearsal, we started with a 4-hour-long conversation about how we each felt about feminism, how we felt about literally anything and everything. And you learn so much from your peers, and we know that whatever we were going to present at the end of the day was going to be personal work. And it was the fact that we were able to talk about it from the start and craft something together to put on for everyone. It was just extremely liberating and super exciting to do a piece of work where you know that you're sharing something that is important to you and everyone else is sharing something that is important to them, and together you're creating something that is truly something that you want people to see and know about.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right, well, that's all the time we have, so thank you so much, everyone, for coming. If you could help me thank the cast.
I looked back at her. I know the sound, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.